Too long ago, I discussed a rather ugly falling out between G2A and tinyBuild. Now apparently, thanks to this rather public disagreement, G2A will now soon allow studios to apply for a sales royalty on products sold through their site. Now obviously, as I discussed last time, while technically it's a place for people to sell their unwanted game keys, many of the resellers on G2A have been accused of stealing credit card numbers to buy game keys and then basically do chargebacks, essentially costing the developers money. And then there's also claims of stolen keys and keys bought in other countries are incredibly cheap and then resold when they're not really supposed to be. All sorts of illegal shenanigans have been accused to G2A. Now, and apparently in an effort to regain some of the trust they've undoubtedly lost with game developers, G2A spoke to Eurogamer and basically said that they're going to be providing studios access to its sales database. So basically this allows developers and publishers alike to verify sales volume and whether these keys were actually obtained legally. A company rep had this to say, quote, "We want to reassure the development community that we monitor our marketplace extensively for any possible fraudulent activity. In the small fraction of cases where fraud may be detected, we investigate and ban offending parties from further participation. We work with law enforcement globally to track fraud, and we are committed to ensuring that the marketplace remains safe. Dozens of payment providers work with us globally because they have total confidence in our security process." They also went on to say that beginning tomorrow, which is July the 29th, development studios can apply for that 10% I mentioned, which is royalties from key sales. This funding option will also be added at the checkout, which will allow you to contribute additional money to a studio. So basically, you know, when you go to buy a game on G2A, as the customer, you have an additional option, if you like, of giving the developer a couple of extra bucks if you wish for them to get a sort of tip, I guess you could say, on top of the cut they're going to be getting, assuming they've signed up for this royalty service. From the wording here, it does seem like something that developers or publishers have to actually register for. And they said, quote, "As a leader in the digital gaming marketplace, we recognise our responsibility to serve the greater good for the entire gaming industry. We need to move faster to introduce new benefits designed with developers in mind and invite them to play an even bigger role." Now basically, they're going to be beginning testing the marketplace and royalty initiative within the next 2 weeks. Now while 10% I'd say is a little bit low, it's still better than the 0 they were getting before, and hopefully now that developers have access to their database, they can help crack down on the amount of stolen keys, you know, credit card keys that are, you know, chargebacked, or, you know, keys bought on stolen credit cards, all that sort of shenanigans. Hopefully that can begin to disappear, because, you know, by no means is that all that's on G2A, but it is a prevalent problem on the website as far as what I've heard. I've not used G2A myself. I prefer to stick to Steam, Greenman Gaming and all that good stuff. So this seems like a positive step. So hopefully we'll see things improve on G2A, or maybe we won't. We'll have to see. I'd love to hear some thoughts from people who've actually used the site, however. You know, my opinion is not really worth an awful lot on the G2A side of things. I can speak generally and say I like the sound of this move. I kind of wish it hadn't come to this point. I kind of wish it had been implemented from the start, but you know, it's better than nothing, I suppose. But I'd love to hear some thoughts from people who actually use the site on a regular basis. What are your thoughts on this particular sort of inclusion? To me, it sounds like a win-win for everybody involved. To be honest, G2A can perhaps improve as a platform. Developers perhaps maybe feels a bit more secure. They can help crack down on stolen keys and fraudulent keys, and maybe even make a little bit of extra money as well. So let me know your thoughts. I want to know your opinions. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.